Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video we're going through the Melbourne versus Essendon game, in which Melbourne ran out winners 84-67, winning by 17 points and just chucking their second to 13th muddle up even more, as Essendon could, by the end of next round, I think it is it the end of next round potentially? Top 8 is 40 points, so yeah, theoretically, the end of next round, they could be out of the 8, could that of Essendon, who are in 6th place. And yeah, there are 9 teams that could potentially be, 8 teams that could potentially be above them by the end of the next round. And Essendon have Adelaide. If Adelaide turn up, that could be interesting, as GWS have Gold Coast, Melbourne have Freo, Melbourne, and it's just GWS, Melbourne and Port that need to win to kick them out of the 8 if they do end up losing to Adelaide. But yeah, just a crazy round next week, and they could be out of the 8, which will be quite crazy to see. Live Ladders have them predicted 6th with 54 points, but if they end up losing a game and go down to 50 points, I believe that'll make them finish 10th, I believe, or 9th. So it'll make them finish 9th by predictions, and 9th by half a game. So yeah, they're not going to make it if they get 50 points, which is only another 2 wins for them. They need 3 wins in the last 6 games to make finals, and it'll be interesting to see if they can do that, but I don't know if they can. They do have a run of, let me just check for you guys, Adelaide, St Kilda, Freo, Gold Coast, Swans, and also Brisbane. Where is that Gold Coast game? That Gold Coast game is at Marvel Stadium. They don't move out of Melbourne, so that'll definitely be interesting. I don't think they'll win their last 2, so they've got to win 3 out of their next 4, and they also have Fremantle in that. So, and even 3 wins, it could be interesting as well. 54 points, could they massively lose out somehow on 54 points? We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, before we jump into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into this recap. So, that is not the right page, so let me just do some quick little live editing. There you go. That's the right one. That didn't really show much anyway, so we'll just keep it on there, honestly. Rivers, 126, he got off to an absolute flyer. He was butchering the ball, but he got off to a flyer. And this is an interesting one for me with regards to Melbourne. And Rivers, really, can he be a 23rd primo type of guy? Do I want to grab him this week, or am I just falling back for that upgrading too quickly Profis sort of one that I was talking about, etc.? Because we've seen like McKercher sort of slow down a little bit. McKercher may be impacted. So how is Rivers? Is there any impact with Rivers with like Salem or potential other guys coming in? So I may want to just stick clear of that and go to like a Lockie Neal or someone else that's absolutely huge and just smashing it at the moment. And stay clear of Rivers, stay clear of like a Stewart for another week or 2, and just wait for them. Just wait a little bit longer. Clayton Oliver, and this is sort of the point in case Clayton Oliver went absolutely huge here, went on a good run here, and then fell off the face of the earth, and then came back, and then fell off again, and then came back with a 99. So what do you expect from him? So that'll be an interesting one to watch for the remainder of the year. But yeah, he just looked off. And 40, 28, 25 after a really slow start. I was almost going to say, Clayton Oliver, his fall off is going to have to be studied. But then he went 40 in the second, 28, 25, and now he ended up on a 99. Langdon, 99 as well, just in a different manner, but not fancy relevant. McVeigh, Neil Bullen, Lever, Pickett, Melksham, Viney, 64. That's surprising. I'm surprised about his fall off, to be honest with you, averaging only 91 for the year. That's probably down almost into the 80s now, high 80s. I'd say 89 now. But yeah, his fall off has been huge. Good cash gen out of Tholstrup again as well. I've thought about different maneuvers as well with getting that 23rd premium out of Tholstrup, and also Billy Dowling, potentially moving them both on for like a Neil. I've thought about that, and I think I posted about it. But I've also thought about, maybe do I get rid of Crisp and get him up to Neil, and then just get a Philippou type guy that can also contrast with the likes of a Manor. And this is where I almost went wrong, in the fact that I actually grabbed up Clay Hall, who, if I had grabbed up a mid-forward, I actually would have been able to do this a lot more efficiently and have Manor and Humphreys in the midfield line, as well as having a mid-forward and having Philippou, so that I could bounce off Philippou, because Philippou is only forward at the moment status. So that was a slight error of my part, not a big error, and it's probably leading me more towards just go for Neil and grab another rookie like a Steely Green or something like that, which I'll need to grab, given that I can't grab another mid because I've got Lawson Humphries, I've got like 4 defenders. So unless I was to get rid of like a Ari Schoenmaker or Logan Evans who are still making a lot of cash, which probably isn't the case, I want to get those guys that have like the 20 to 30 break evens out of there. I think Dolstrop has an 18 break even, and I think Billy Dowling 22 or 25. So get those 2 out of there, even though they're scoring well. Get them out of there. Get the cash gen flowing again, as we've got the minus break evens of Humphries, Mana, Humphries, Mana. Evans also has a negative break even, and then the likes of Schoenmaker has like a 7 break even. So holding those guys over holding the likes of Thelstrop, who has a slightly iffy role, and then also Billy Dowling on the wing, slightly iffy. Getting rid of those guys who have higher break evens is probably the better play, even though they might score a little bit more. No one else here really to talk about, to be honest, too much. Maniz Wakefield, not Wakefield like the commentators were saying. He had a decent game, but just got subbed out late. Midway through the, as you can see here, midway through the fourth quarter, 6:55, he got subbed out. Just not fancy relevant, I don't think, anymore, given his high price. I think he's now in the 300s, and also the fact that he got subbed out, and the cash gen I think will start to slow a little bit. I mean, he'll still make another 120k if he plays, but just the matter of him just being a lot less worth than a guy that's like 70, 80k's cheaper, to be honest with you, as simply as that. Sparrow, Barrow, McDonald, Petty, Chandler, Woe Whedon. Then we move over to Essendon. Nick Martin, absolutely huge, 66 point last quarter. He just went on it and just tried to will his side into the game with 1, 2, 3 goals in the last quarter. It was absolutely immense. He ended up with 26 touches, 9 marks, 4 tackles, 3 free kicks, 4 goals. And I don't think I've seen... There have been some huge last quarters, but that was up there in terms of being a huge... 9 touches, 3 goals, 5 marks, 1 tackle for a 66-point last quarter. Absolutely huge. Almost had the C on Caldwell on both formats, and I got, in essence, another 13 points and 8 points on Supercoach because of it. And really happy. Still really happy that he's been performing, one of the better forwards now. And I'm disappointed that I didn't jump on him earlier, but now a 130 alongside a 120 that I've grabbed from him. I don't know if he was in my side for the one... let's actually just check. Was he round 17? Round 17. So I grabbed him for the 130 and the 120, which is still a really good trade-in both weeks. And who was my trade-in last week? My trade-in last week was English and Rosie, and they both fired. So I'm pretty happy about my trade-in so far. And hopefully I can nail my trade-in this week, and we can gain a lot of... value also from the rookie trading, because they are huge, as well as gaining value out of the guy going big. And good to see Caldwell backing it up week after week in that new midfield full-time mid-role. Ridley, I thought he was pretty good again, just clunking a lot of marks, 10 marks there. Shield, 102. Dersma, 97, not really fancy relevant just because of that wing roll, even though he's done 87, 74, 84, and now a 97. We've seen in the past here with a 52, 47, a 53 here, another 70 as well, that he isn't really fancy relevant, unless there would only be fancy relevant if there was a wing-only role, as him alongside like Josh Dacos and Errol would be the only fancy relevant wingers to a certain extent, I would think, just off the top of my head. Draper had the just mammoth role against Petty, and he just dominated that. Merritt finally got shut down for once. That was a good thing. But a little bit annoying that I have him. But again, it's Merritt. He's going to bounce back. Only a 40-point second half. I odds on that he'll bounce back. Durham, Mackay, Kelly, Stringer, Langford, McGrath, Jones, Gresham, Perkins, Cox, Heppel, Caddy, Guelphy, Hind, and Wright. Not really any fancy relevance out of the bottom pack there. So the only fancy relevance out of this is a watch on Trent Rivers now, given he's backed it up 3 and 4 games of 120 or 115 plus. Oliver, no fancy relevance there. Nothing else really for Melbourne. Maybe Pickett, but then again... he has one good game, one bad game. Do you really want that as a forward? I'd rather go cheaper and go Philippou, who's got the definite role inside mid now. And then for Essendon, it is Nick Martin, Caldwell, and also Merritt. You could say also, to a certain extent, Ridley, but I think he's 48 and a couple of 90s sort of showed to me that even though he can pop 110s, 120s, etc., 130s, he's got 2 110s and a 130. I think just there's a little bit of doubt in me that he actually goes 110 from the rest of the year, given he has 390s and a 40 there. So if that 40 comes in, you're kind of screwed. But anyway, that is the video there, and I guess I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.